Welcome to Awesomeness Podcast. I have two new guest co-hosts here, Ruth and Ian.
Hello.
Hi.
You guys want to say anything about yourselves or move on?
I'm Ian. I'm a guest in this podcast. I like comics.
Oh, come on, Ian.
Wow. It's okay. You can leave it off like that. It's fine, I guess.
My name's Ruth. I just kind of recently got into comics in the past 2 years, but what got me into it was the Marvel movies, for sure.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't think that people that watched the movies actually got into comics.
Well, I got into comics after the first Spider-Man movie. The very first one, the Sony one.
That's good. You know, that's a pet peeve of mine. I really wish that they would promote the comic books be in the credits. Not the credits. I mean, even the credits at the beginning of the movie or at the end of the movie. That would be helpful.
I think they've done that before and that's never worked. I don't know. I remember they said they did it for Green Lantern. I don't. Even though that movie was trash.
Like, it would be nice to see them promote the comics in, like, Infinity War, for example.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like, buy the fucking book. Oh, you're here watching this movie? By the way, there's a book about this movie. Like, come on, let's get these people into comic books so we're not in such a threat of extinction all the time.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Comics have taken a comeback, but as a new person, that's what I see anyways.
Yeah, I think, because they said that the movies have helped in sales lately. They have helped.
Hey, I went out and bought physical comic books when I still would like to buy some more, but lately I've just been doing digital because it is cheaper.
Yeah, digital is real cheap. It's cheaper for me.
Well, especially with Comixology and the fact that Marvel offers the unlimited app.
Yeah.
I don't believe in buying digital because you're paying the exact same dollar amount that you would on a digital copy that you would on a physical copy. It's like $3.99 to $2.99. You might as well just buy the physical issue. However, I do believe in the Netflix model for comics, which is essentially the epitome of like Marvel Unlimited. So I do advocate for Marvel Unlimited. If you don't have Marvel Unlimited, you are cheating yourself. It's almost a complete library of Marvel works since the 60s. It's great. I've never searched for something and not have found it.
That's true.
I have Comixology Unlimited, which is basically the same price for.
I tried Comixology Unlimited thinking that it was like Marvel Unlimited, but Comixology Unlimited only gave me access to like the first to second volume of a story, and then you're just kind of left to buy it on your own. And I'm like, well, that's not a fucking deal. So then...
Oh, excuse me.
I got Marvel Unlimited, and I was like, this is what I'm talking about. A one-time fee that gives you access to everything.
Yeah. The only
I'm very opinionated, by the way.
Huh?
I said I'm very opinionated, by the way.
Opinionated, you said?
Opinionated.
Oh, okay. I noticed you curse a lot. That's fun.
I do. Oh, shoot.
It's fine. No, I'm family friendly because I curse too.
Okay, cool. Because it's like, you're going to have to fire me right now because I can't not curse.
All right, so I guess I'll start with the news here. Apparently, in newsarama.com, they're saying that the lead actor Jason Momoa and director Corin Hardy is leaving the Sony Picture movie The Crow. They're leaving the movie because they don't like the ideas that the studio is considering as a plot of the movie. So what are you guys' thoughts about that?
I think that's fine. I would rather something not be created if the passion's not there. I feel like anything that's filled with like the motivation is money usually fails in Hollywood, because I feel like audiences are getting smarter and smarter every year, and I feel like you can tell when something is actually done for the passion of it over the money. For example, the Ghostbusters female remake, it's like that should have never existed. Like, it's so bad. So
I never saw it.
if the actors or the team behind it were not feeling it, good for them for standing up to Hollywood and putting their putting themselves, like, I don't know. Good for them. Good for them. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment. I'm not familiar with the comics, nor am I familiar with the original movie. I've always heard about the movie, though. I've always heard that a lot of people liked it. So, the original movie. So, hopefully, if they ever do an actual reboot, that it will be a good, homage to the original movie and the comic source that they use.
I saw the first one. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a real old movie. I think it came out in the 90s. And
I would be down for a Crow movie based on J.O. Barr's The Crow. That was a really heartbreaking, awesome black and white book.
oh, so you read a Crow book? I never read one.
Oh, I've read a Crow book. Crow is actually The Crow or whatever. I don't know. I only read that one graphic novel, and it blew my mind. Like, I never thought I was a The Crow fan until I read that graphic novel, and it's so worth it. I guess if you're disappointed that the movie's not happening or it's not happening with that team, I suggest you read J.O. Barr's The Crow.
Well, apparently...
And it's adult. Don't give it to your kids or anything.
I've heard that Jason Momoa say he would return if they give a different writer or if the studio decides to change their ideas, but he's not liking the ideas they have now, so he decides to leave until they change their minds.
It takes a lot. You know what? He's big shot right now because he's Aquaman, even though he should not be Aquaman. He's a big deal right now. He's a hot ticket. He's probably getting a lot of money, especially because he's banking on that Game of Thrones appearances as well. Like, it's not easy to turn down millions of dollars. And I am telling you, this fucking guy was probably going to get paid millions of dollars to be in this movie.
Yeah.
So, like, good for him for rejecting that. For putting the art ahead of the money. Good.
Yeah.
That can't be easy. Because me, I would have taken that fucking money.
Well, he has enough money in his pocket, I think.
Money talks and my dignity walks. That's what I say.
I just want a Crow movie to be made because I think there's a lot of comic books out already, so there should be I think I see potential on movies to be based on those stories, because just having one movie from the 90s is not enough for me. And for some people it's enough, but it's not enough for a new generation. And I want more stories to be told about the characters, so I'm hoping they'll make one eventually. Alright, so the next one I'm going to be going to is DC's Wonder Woman that take place in the 80s. Apparently to take place in 1984. That's about it. Yes.
Fine. I personally don't care about Wonder Woman. I saw the movie and I thought that it was a little bit too family friendly. It was about a war, and I didn't feel like you saw the horrors of it. I feel like it really didn't really go.
You sure? There was some blood there. And some characters dying.
Where were the body parts flying everywhere? Where was the blood? Where was the screaming? It's a fucking war zone, and
That's true. I mean, you can't.
Didn't one of the characters die there?
Especially the war that they did. I mean, it can't be understated,
Yeah, and it's just like everybody was just like, "Oh, it's a little muddy over here." Like, I'm like, it's a war zone. Like, there should be body parts and there should be blood, and I did not get that. So, Wonder Woman sequel, that's fine. They're banking on the success of the first one, but they can do whatever they want with it. It's like, doesn't really matter.
I just don't know what the hell they're gonna do in the 80s, because I don't.
What happened in the 80s? I was
Right?
Exactly.
There wasn't any known war that happened at that time.
Well, did she not give a shit about World War II then? Like, why aren't we covering World War II? Because the first movie is about World War One, right?
Yeah, they didn't.
Okay.
They just skipped World War II apparently.
Yeah. So what? She don't give a fuck about that one? Like Wonder Woman. Come on, get your shit together.
And she's probably gonna fall in love with a different guy this time.
Yeah, because Steve Trevor died.
That's another thing that bothers me because I champion women. It is my honest belief that women are stronger than men. It's just true. It's just men are bigger, but women are stronger in every way possible. So it bothers me that the very last moment of that movie, the last arc of the movie was a terrible CGI fight, which was already bad enough. But then her Goku moment where she's being defeated, but then she regains all this power to beat the bad guy. You know, the Goku moment.
Yeah, the Deus Machina.
It was based on a guy because of what's his name? I don't know the name of him.
Ares.
No, the actor.
The
actor.
The actor who played Ares.
No, not that one. The other one. The love interest.
Character that she fell in love with.
Oh, Chris Pine is Steve Trevor.
No, that's not his name.
Guess it is.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, it's Chris Pine or Fine, whatever it is. I think it's Fine. Yeah, Chris.
That's his name?
Yes.
Oh, I guess you're right. So that guy, his death is the reason why she gains all this power to beat the bad guy. So I
didn't like that ending because it's oh my god, this guy loves her so much, and then he has to die for her. I was like, really?
Well, she loved him. That's, I guess, it's a power of love, isn't it? She usually is.
I understand that, but it was so tragic.
This movie has been put on a pedestal to be the movie for women, right?
I like it.
Okay, she only beat the bad guys because of a guy, so every woman can't do anything without a guy. So go fuck yourself. I don't like that. I think that's
okay.
I think this movie was overhyped and it wasn't as good as everybody thought it was. There's a lot of problems with it. It's watchable, but it's not very good.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of agree with that too. I liked the scenes where they were training her because that was pretty cool. The scenes where they were training her.
All of the other women, all of the other lesbians in that commune, looked.
How do you know they were lesbians?
Because that's what they are. They touch on their lesbianism a little bit. There's no men, so they have to hook up with each other, you know? So, everyone else looked more buff and more Wonder Woman than Wonder Woman. And that was another thing that I had a problem with. I did not like that the actress put her looks ahead of the role because she should have worked out. She should have gained muscle for that freaking role because everyone else was looked a lot more Wonder Woman than Gal Gadot did. And that bothers me.
I disagree, but okay. I think she looks fine to me.
I mean, she's tall, but she's not she's not as muscular.
Well, she did get some muscle because there's some muscle detailed in there. It's not like she didn't work out at all. And
then it kills me. It kills me because someone else was she's perfect for the role because she was enrolled in the military or she was in a war zone, and I'm like, cool,
that
but
doesn't entitle you to a
she was never. She was in the military.
Yeah, she was in the Israeli military or something.
Oh, she was? I didn't know about that.
Gal Gadot military career. She's Israeli or.
Yeah, I know she's Israeli, but I didn't know she was military.
Gadot served for 2 years as an enlisted soldier in the Israel Defense Forces.
Okay.
As a combat instructor. She said of her time in the IDF, you give 2 or 3 years and it's not about you. You learn discipline and respect. which is fine, Gal Gadot, but you could have picked up some dumbbells. That's all I have to say.
She probably did. It's just that her body mass probably doesn't grow that big enough as most people. Okay, so I just had different. I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, and I don't know. I didn't have the same problems that Ian had.
After I watched it, I liked it a lot, but then as the months grew on, I was like, kind of made me wonder, kind of made me think on it. Like, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I just hold. There's so much garbage being made nowadays. We live in the Kardashian era, okay?
Oh God, don't call it that.
No, are you fucking kidding me? I have to. I mean, Donald Trump, our president, just had a meeting with Kim Kardashian, the porn star. And she's not a reality star. She is a porn star because that is the beginning of her career.
Okay. I agree with you, but I think we should change the subject.
Why did he have to make that make sense?
And I'm not putting, dude, I love porn stars. That is a legitimate career. It should be legal. There is no reason why it shouldn't. It would definitely help sex slavery. Like, we need to regulate and make prostitution legal because that's what it's supposed to be. And the porn industry is just as respected. Those women work so fucking hard. They're fucking heroes. But let's not make Kim Kardashian be more than she actually is. So
I didn't know we was talking a political podcast.
So what I'm saying is
okay, go ahead.
I don't know. What was I saying?
I don't know what you was going with.
The president was meeting with this lady.
No, but what were we talking before that? Because I was using
Wonder Woman.
You said the movie. You said something is the media's with Kardashians or something. I don't know.
Oh, the Kardashian era is what you called it.
I called the Kardashian era, but it had something to do with the Wonder Woman. I forgot. Whatever. Lost my train of thought.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out when we listen over to this episode.
Okay, so next one is about Comixology Originals being print on demand. I don't know what to say much about this, but I think it's interesting because people get to have those and their independent comic books that they read on print, and I guess it brings out more advertising for them, I guess.
So let me get this straight, because you sent me links and I didn't read them. So does that mean that Comixology is going to start creating their own comics and you can order them and they'll print as you order?
Well, they've been making their own comic books, publish indie comic books for quite a long time. I don't know how many years, but I know there's a lot of...
So now you will just order them and they'll print your comics as the orders come in? Is that what it is?
Yeah. They'll print it for you and then ship it to you.
That's smart. I feel like that's smart. I feel like the comics going digital is inevitable. Like, brick and mortar stores are going away, and as they should, because the music industry fell, the movie and the DVD fucking industry is also falling as well. Like, shit is going digital and you can't stop it. Yeah, brick and mortar comic book stores are cool, but they're dying and there's a reason why.
Yeah.
Because of the internet, because of digital, and you can't stop it. I mean, empires have fallen. Look, like I said, look at the music industry. So I think that Comixology is playing around with some really cool ideas if they're creating their own comics and they are doing digital first, and then if you want a copy, they'll print it for you. I think that's smart. I think it's cost effective. I think that's where comics are going. I think they have the right idea.
Oh, this is interesting. So I was looking, and apparently these original comics they have are available to members of Amazon Prime, Kindle Unlimited, and Comixology Unlimited. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it is pretty cool.
I didn't know that, so I was like, oh, cool.
Okay, the next one is apparently the Silver and Black movie is being pulled off the release schedule for Sony, and there's no reason stating why they're pulling the movie off. But apparently,
So, Silver and Black. Wait, what? So these are Spider-Man characters, right?
yes, Black Cat and Silver Sable.
So Sony is not making they're halting the movies?
No, I guess they halting that movie because I guess they didn't like the script or something, or they want to change it. There's no reason.
They probably should make one with Black Cat because she's a popular character, right?
Yeah, I think so, somewhat. I think a lot of people know who she is.
Well, I mean, I haven't read much Spider-Man comics, but I thought she was kind of popular. Maybe she's not.
I mean, she is popular because she's been in almost every cartoon of Spider-Man.
So is Black Cat just like the equivalent of Catwoman?
Yes, she just steals, and she's a hero.
Yeah.
There's not much. The only thing that she had was bad luck, bad luck powers, but that's about it.
Again, I would rather them put out something that's been thought through. If they weren't feeling it, good for them for stopping it. I mean, I don't know anything about the characters, but they look cool. They have big boobs. That's gonna be popular.
I just rarely see Black Cat and Silver Sable rarely interact with each other, so I don't know why they even put them together in for a movie. Because Silver Sable is just a secret agent that works for like some Russian country, and Black Cat is a thief. So what the hell is? How do they put the two together? I don't know what's the point of that.
Unless Sable's going after Black Cat for a crime or something.
Maybe, yeah, probably that's probably
kind of a
the case.
stretch, though, because I don't know. Of course, I don't know anything about Sable. So.
Yeah, I guess they just decided to let's put two Spider-Man characters together and
they
put them in a movie.
Women together, probably.
Yeah,
like, ooh, that would be cool.
And I guess it didn't turn out so well because they decided to change it when it gets closer. It was coming out.
So
it was supposed to come out next year,
in,
February.
The Cloak and Dagger TV thing. I'm interested in that, but I don't know how to watch it. Like, is Freeform free?
Now they have it on Hulu, and they.
Oh, it's on Hulu. Okay, yeah, I can watch that.
Yeah, it comes out the day after it aired on TV. That's about it. So you have to wait until tomorrow to see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be coming out today. So.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I mean, I haven't really read Cloak and Dagger other than I've seen them in Runaways, but I liked them.
Okay. I do like Cloak and Dagger. They're pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the TV show. Okay, so you want to talk about the Spider-Verse trailer? I don't know if you saw it, Ian.
The Spider-Verse what?
Trailer. The one that came out yesterday.
No, I have not seen it.
Oh, forget
you can
it.
Watch it right now.
Oh, you can watch it right now if you want to.
No, but you guys can tell me about it.
It's so cool looking. Like, I love the way they did the animation because it's not typical, like, flat animation. It's more of a 3D kind of feel to it. But at the same time, they do use some 2D in there, so it doesn't look... I don't know. I think the way they did it makes it look more stylized. I like.
Yeah, it looks real stylized. I'm not sure if it looks 3D, but I did see some
of the
2D.
But some of the backgrounds aren't. It's kind of you'd have to watch it, but basically it looks really good the way they did that.
Yeah.
Some people were complaining about Peter's voice.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was weird. I didn't like.
When I watched it, I was like, okay, I can see why people are complaining. At the same time, it's not that bad. Like, it could be worse.
My boyfriend didn't have a problem with it. He said that he's supposed to sound older, so that's an older voice.
It is an older voice, yeah.
But I'm not so sure. It was sounds good.
I mean, the other voices sounded fine. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And there is someone at the very end. I don't know if it's just spoiler for Ian.
There's what at the very end?
There's one character at the end of the trailer. Okay, I'll just say it. Spider-Gwen is at the end of the trailer.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they're gonna have Spider-Gwen in there. And I don't know what the characters are gonna have in there because it's supposed to be a Spider-Verse movie. But it's interesting to just have Miles and Gwen in the movie already. So I'm looking forward to this movie. I can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, it does look like it'd be really cool.
Okay, I guess now we're gonna be talking about Deadpool, the Deadpool 2 movie. What did you guys think of Deadpool 2?
I thought it was great. It exceeded my expectations in that I thought it was as good as the first one, and because I loved the first one, I saw it twice, and I usually don't do that. Like, I actually went to the movie theater again to see it, so I like almost never do that. And the first time I saw Deadpool, like the first movie, I was just, oh my gosh, it's so hilarious. It's great. I was like so thrilled that they did this, and I had never read Deadpool comics, but I thought his character was a riot. Like, he's just great. And the second one didn't disappoint me at all. I guess the only thing that maybe was disappointing to the comic book fans is they didn't do much with the X-Force.
Yeah, that really pissed me off.
Yeah, they really didn't do much there. Like, they just had Domino mainly. Like, otherwise it was just random characters that some people will get because they read comics and then they just die. So,
yeah.
in horrible, horrible ways. What did you think, Ian?
Yeah.
Deadpool. I saw it. It was a laugh out loud movie. Like, everybody was laughing from beginning to end. I loved it. I don't remember Deadpool 1, but then again, that's the problem with these movies, that nothing's really gonna stay with you. There's no stakes, you know, like that movie does, these two movies, this franchise doesn't have anything to do with the bigger picture of the X world. So, for what it was a lot of fun. Like, if you want to bring vodka for your icy and have a great time with friends, I think it's great. If you want a serious comic book movie, it's probably not for you. But I really dug the Juggernaut butt at the end. He got electrocuted in the asshole. Like, that is some...
Oh, I think you were going to say something else.
And that's some kinky ass shit, and I thought that was really brave of them to do. I need to get a still so I can make it my phone background.
Oh God.
I liked how they intended to make Deadpool very pansexual, like even in the movie, and that's why he kept rubbing on everyone's face, which I thought was great. I thought it was great.
I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great. I would give it a 9. It was really fun. The only thing I didn't like was that X-Force was killed very quickly. I was expecting to like see more of them.
I mean, the Domino, I thought Domino was gonna... And to be honest with you, Domino is X-Force. That is X-Force. Like, Domino is it. Like, everybody else was a disposable character they created. But Domino was surprisingly good. For the mess that the look was, because obviously she doesn't look like Domino, I thought she was gonna suck, but she was very likable. She was...
Yeah, I really like the actress they picked.
Yeah, Domino was really well done. I liked what she did with the role.
Pleasant surprise. The actress did a really amazing job for something that I thought was going to be a train wreck.
Yeah, she really made the character fun. I really liked what she did.
Like, I love the moments. Like, I love like the moments where like the Deadpool shenanigans get a little bit too much for her, and I'm like, even with my good luck power, like, not even I'm gonna put myself through this shit. Like when Juggernaut like splits him like a hymen, and then his body parts just fly everywhere. She's like, nope, I'm out. I'm like,
I also wanted to say that Domino is not necessarily the only X-Force character in there. Shadowstar is one of the first X-Men. I mean, the first X-Force characters actually. That's why I was mainly disappointed about the X-Force characters not being used. It's just Domino's the most popular one. I guess that's why they did something with her and forget about the others. But I was really disappointed because Shadowstar he's also a prominent character in X-Force, and there's a couple of characters like Zygitis he was never in the actual X-Force with Cable, but he was in the X-Force team with X-Static. So he does have some type of history with X-Force, because X-Force, X-Static was called X-Force before that, and people didn't like that they called this team of heroes as X-Force, because they never really had to do anything with the previous X-Force characters. It was just a group of X-Men characters that's in a reality show, and Zygitis was one of them. And I guess they decided to put him into the Deadpool team since he was the X-Force character. So yeah, so actually the first lineup of X-Force is actually Boom Boom, Cable, Cannonball, Domino, Pharaoh, Shadowstar, and Warpath. And then later on it was Siren, Richter, and Sunspot. But it's disappointing that you could see that Shadowstar was also a prominent member and he was just disposable. And that was disappointing. That's why I didn't like that. And they could have actually used the X-Force characters to their full potential. Well, apparently it does say in Bellum's profile that he was also an X-Force member. Maybe he was an X-Force in the later team. So most of these characters have been in the X-Force. Yeah, Vanishers also have been in the X-Force as well. So every single character has been in the X-Force, and it's kind of disappointing that they don't have anything towards them in the movie.
I liked that they kept Stowbender in the movie. I thought that was great. I liked what they did with him too. They made him because they made him such a freaky guy.
Who you talking about?
Stowbender, the taxi driver.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who that was.
That goober.
I didn't think he was gonna be a actual character. I know he was a character in the first one, but you already saw very little.
He's not a comic book character, but I thought he was.
No, not comic book character. I'm saying he's a character in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was gonna make him prominent in the second one. That was interesting.
What else did I like about the movie? Okay, I think that the chubby guy, like the chubby kid lead, was, to be honest, surprising when the characters first introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was a little weird at first.
And I was like, oh, wait, this kid, he looks like a Mexican-British kid. I wasn't sure if they were in the States or if they were in Europe. It was very confusing. But the chubby kid was a risk, and I thought it paid off. I thought the chubby kid did a really, really good job. He's a really good actor. I think he's going to have a great career if he manages to get more roles. But that was a surprising twist. I did not think that he was going to be the lead character next to Deadpool. I didn't think so.
Yeah, I think he did a great job. I didn't think he was going to pull it off, and he's a really good actor. I think he's like the best actor in the whole movie, to be honest.
I enjoyed to see powers for once. Like, I feel like the power stuff is really lacking from these comic book movies, and it was nice to see a full realized mutant Because the only other time you really see that is in like Logan and with the little munchkins. They always have the chubby mutant, which is hysterical to me. Like at the very end with the ice girl and the electric guy, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like I want to see more of that. Like I wish I could see mutant movies with more mutants. Like Negasonic Teenage Warhead, like she only used her powers like twice, and I'm like, get this bitch out of here! Like she's not doing anything.
Yeah, she didn't do much. That's I was kind of disappointed about. She was barely in the movie.
He was just there giving us her sourpuss face, and I'm like, get out of here! I'm more interested in your crazy Asian girlfriend. Like,
yeah, her Asian girlfriend didn't do much either. She was only like in the end. And
where's Kimiko? Like, I was more interested in her than I was in Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Like, I don't know. The actress either needs to do something different, or they need to give her more interesting shit to do. But I don't know. She was disappointing.
Yeah, I was not expecting Juggernaut to be in the movie. That was a really surprise.
I know. I was not expecting for his ass to be in the movie.
Yeah, I did like Juggernaut in the movie. I think the actor did a pretty good job, and he definitely did better than the actor that was in X-Men: The Last Stand. He was definitely a better actor than that one, and I liked the character's design. That was really well done too, and I'm glad they also was able to reference that Juggernaut was the brother of Charles Xavier, Professor X. That was good because that was never mentioned in the X-Men Last Stand. I don't think they even were brothers at their time, and I'm glad that they fixed that. So I think they did a pretty good job on the Juggernaut. And my only gripe with Juggernaut was that he was a mutant again, and I don't think that should be the case because he's not a mutant. He's just a guy who got his powers from a stone. Not everyone is a mutant in the X-Men universe, so I don't know why they did that, but I'm thinking that's okay, I guess. I'm practically fine with everything else besides that. It was pretty fun to see him in the movie. Is there anything else to talk about?
Are we out of time for this topic?
No, we can talk about it forever long you want.
Okay, so another thing that I kind of enjoyed, but I didn't really enjoy it because they didn't really take it there, was the guy that ran the orphanage or the rehabilitation place. Like he came off like a pedophile more than an evil, fucked up mutant hater, which personally I really wished it would have not done the pedophile jokes. It just made him a guy who has a motivation to be a dick to mutants. Like
he had a whole prison, so he
just came off as a wanker instead of like a legit villain, and I'm like, this is the guy that the plot is trying to get. Yet he comes off like a slimy. Like I just didn't feel it. Like
I understand that. Yeah.
I felt like the Hanson guy was gonna come out from the island kitchen to say, "Do you want some tea?" You know, like I thought it was like a To Catch a Predator episode more than a legitimate X-Men villain. When they're human, they tend to have a good motivation to hate mutants, and they are also fucking evil.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't that. Like he just came out like a religious zealot, and I was just like, I'm not buying it. I wish they would have killed him. They didn't kill him, which was.
I thought he got run over.
Yeah, he did get killed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope Under came in the very last second. He's just like boom.
Yeah, he did kill. They killed him real quickly. They didn't do much with him. And there was some pretty funny scenes. I like the whole when he had Deadpool had the baby legs.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I'm glad they revisited the tiny thing because they did that in the first one as well.
What tiny thing?
Tiny limbs or whatever. Because I think in the first one he had tiny hands or something. Some way somehow he got his hands chopped off or something.
That whole thing with the baby dick was funny.
And then when he had
God.
small hands, then he had small legs. This one.
I love when they did like the fucking Basic Instinct bullshit with Sharon Stone with the whole legs thing where when he crosses. Did you guys catch that?
Oh yeah, when he crosses legs, that was.
Yeah, that's a callback to Sharon Stone and Basic Instinct, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You gotta.
I'm not even familiar with that stuff, I think.
Oh man, you children. What else did I think about that movie?
What do you guys think about that Pete guy?
Oh, you mean the
Peter? The guy's named Peter?
Which was that one?
He's the blonde, right?
No, he was the nobody, the guy that had no powers. He was just there just for...
Oh, the guy.
The guy that they just threw there. That was kind of weird.
The guy that from the X-Force?
Yeah, that was in the X-Force.
Oh, you mean the guy that didn't have any powers and then he was riding in the plane?
Yeah.
And oh yeah, that was funny.
Oh my god.
And there was like Vanisher, the guy that wasn't really there. That was funny.
That was great.
And then you see him popped out anywhere.
I wanted to be in the X-Force so bad, and then they let the guy without any powers in because he just wanted to spite everybody.
Oh.
I have a complaint. Okay.
Go ahead.
And by the way, I love this movie.
You can have complaints about a movie you like. Go ahead.
Cable was disappointing. I wanted him to look more Cable, and he looked he
I
looked ridiculous in that leotard, by the way, because he's a short man. He has like short, stubby legs, and I was like, fucking Cable's a tall ass motherfucking muscly silver fox that could crush your head with his bicep. And this motherfucker I was like, he's like 5'6".
He looked a little underweight, maybe, for Cable.
But I think he looked fine. I mean, yeah, he had a weird hairstyle, but I think his acting was pretty good.
I was like, find a nobody that's an actor that looks like the character. Like, don't hire people with names. I want you to hire for the role. I don't want you to hire for the poster. It really bothers me.
Yeah.
But I don't care about the looks of the characters. I'm not looking for comic book accuracy for me. I just want the skill.
There's nothing wrong with looking for an accurate retelling of stories you love.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that sentiment, especially comic book fans. They want someone that resembles their character.
Like, that first Deadpool was blasphemous. Like, how Deadpool even made a comeback after that was disastrous. With the same actor, I may say. So, yeah. Like, the first Deadpool looked like a Mortal Kombat one.
Oh, you mean like his first appearance in a movie?
Yeah, the guy with no mouth.
Oh, right, but they made fun of that in the second movie.
No, I know,
Yeah.
which was fine because they at least I'm like, good for you for recognizing that you.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you. I'm glad that you know that you should feel bad.
I didn't necessarily have a problem with Cable. I think the actor did a pretty good job, and to be honest, most characters' appearances are different in comic books. They don't always look the same, and there's always different artist interpretations, so Cable doesn't always look like a big person. Sometimes he's scrawny. It all depends on the artist. So I don't think they should be looking for actual comic interpretation of the character for an actor. And Josh Brolin is not necessarily a big actor himself. He's also not that much of a well-known actor. But I digress about that. I think he honestly did a good job as a character, and I didn't mind the design too much. I didn't have the same problems with him, and I think they did a good story with him. And he also did the character's emotion pretty well when he lost his daughter. I really like how he dissipate that and was able to express that through the character. So to me, I think Cable did a good job. I didn't mind his design too much. I think he did perfectly fine with the character.
I'm so glad how much they break the fourth wall in those movies.
Yeah, do they did some fourth wall breaking here, right? I mean, not a little bit, but
well, especially when he did the cameo of himself in the other movie, you know.
Oh yeah.
From the where he like chopped up Wolverine or something like that, or I don't remember what.
That's right. That's funny. Yeah, good movie. I give it a 7, a solid 7. It earned that 7.
Oh. Ruth, do you have a score or you don't have one?
I would say maybe an 8 or 9.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Probably because, like you said, the X-Force, they could have done something else with that if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could have done something else with. They could have really done something with that.
Like the other complaints, like the villain could have been stronger for the one that started off the actual.
Yeah, and they didn't do much with Black Tom Cassidy. I know he was killed off very quickly too.
Oh, that guy in the prison.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna do something more with him, but they didn't.
Oh, I think he was supposed to be a really minor character though, because they just made. I think they just literally made him up for the movie, not like one scene or something.
They didn't necessarily make Black Tom Cassidy in the movie. He's an actual character in the comic books. I think he's Banshee's brother. I'm not necessarily sure. And I think they could have done something more with that. I was kind of disappointed they didn't do much of his character, but I guess they just wanted him there as a comedy relief. It's like something to joke about. I think they didn't want his character to have that much impact. So yeah, apparently he's a cousin of Banshee's. That's about it. But I'm kind of disappointed they didn't actually get to do anything with him. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. And the ending credits. What did you think of the end credits scene? Where they just wrecked the timeline, I think.
I liked the ending credits. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I guess they try to satisfy fans with just having Deadpool and
of what he thought everything looked like.
It was cool to have Deadpool, I guess interact with Hugh Jackman like this. I guess that was the only way to do it without, since he retired the character.
Yeah.
And I think he was only able to do like a cameo thing. Well, okay. I guess you have anything to say about the ending credits, Ian?
No.
Okay. All right. The next one now is comic books of the week. So it's about comic books that we've read and what we thought about them.
Let me look at my pull list. I don't think that I had too many things. I did read X-Men Red, but I've been so negative and critical already, I don't want to open that can of worms.
Okay.
So,
I read 2016 Nova, which was really good. I liked it a lot. Maybe almost as much as the previous Nova with Sam Alexander. I think I liked the other one a little better, but this one was still pretty good.
Which one is that one?
So it's with it's from 2016 with Loveness writing it, I think.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
I thought it was cute. I liked it. I liked that he met Rich, but I have never read the Rich writer Nova, so I'm not sure exactly if they did his character the way he is supposed to or not. I mean, I'm hoping they did him justice.
I didn't think so. I think it was alright. I mean, I only had like 7 issues, I think.
It was only 7 issues, but I was just glad to see they put Sam Alexander back because I liked him a lot. I liked that run really a lot.
I thought it was alright. They didn't do really much with it. I don't remember why I didn't enjoy.
The artwork I don't think was as good as the original Sam Alexander.
Yeah, it didn't look good as the previous one. I really liked Jerry Duggan's run.
Better art or something. At least, and for the covers too, I think even the covers weren't that good. But I also got to read my first Deadpool comic, speaking of Deadpool, with our comic book club. And that was interesting. It was, what was it? Night of the Living Deadpool.
Oh, I read that one too before.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. But it did make me have an interest to read more Deadpool comics.
Did you read the first one or the second one?
This was, let me see.
Yeah, because they have a sequel of that.
No, I think this was the original one. It's from 2014.
Okay, yeah. I think that's the first one.
Yeah, that's the one I read. It just felt too much like Walking Dead, and there was nothing else to it. Like, you know? The only thing I could say good about it, too, was maybe the art was really good. I liked how they did the black and white. But again, it just felt like Walking Dead with Deadpool. Which isn't as exciting as you think it would be, because they kept killing the characters. He had very brief interactions with the characters. So little that it's like, well, there aren't any characters in this comic other than Deadpool and a bunch of zombies. So there wasn't much going on, you know?
Yeah, the second one, you get to know more about it was a girl that was in there, and he gets to know her, and I guess kills a whole bunch of zombies together.
I guess I am interested in maybe some better Deadpool comics at this point now, so I'll have to look into reading some of those. The other most recent comic I've read would be The Worst X-Men Ever, which was really good. And Ian can also talk about that one too.
It's good.
It's good.
You have anything to say, Ian?
Wait, no. Let Asta finish. What did?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Other than I have been continuing X-Men, the new X-Men from 2004, 2008. So I've been continuing that series, and I do want to read some Moon Knight at some point because I've been hearing so much about Moon Knight. It makes me want to read it. I want to have read so many Marvel comics so I can really justify this Marvel purchase.
What X-Men was you read?
New X-Men from 2004, 2008. So it involves the Hellions and the and Danny Moonstar and her people at the
the New Mutants, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, so Asta, what did you think? Because the reason why you're reading those books is because I recommend.
Yeah, I am interested in reading X-Men. So I don't know. I think the art is a little more improved now because for some reason I just didn't like that 90s art style.
But why? Well, they are
but the plot became really strange. People kept backstabbing each other, and characters I don't know. I just thought it was crazy. It just stuff went crazy.
No, you don't understand. X-Men, the X-Men, the mutants are aside from being a representation of minorities.
I guess I can understand because the characters they're describing that they're showing in this comic series are very young. Young enough to be impressionable, young enough to have a lot more fear and insecurity than someone who's an adult would have. And even adults have a lot of insecurities. But especially at their age, because they're just coming out of high school and they're you know how you felt when you were that age. It's very...
You're exploring yourself and not sure who you are at the moment.
And especially if you're put into a world where you're a mutant and there's this separation between humans and mutants,
Yeah.
Big thing. So I guess I can understand that from that perspective.
Well, you said they kept stabbing each other in the back.
Yeah,
it feels like one of those the Star Wars books when they talk about the Empire or the Sith, and they're always stabbing each other in the back, in Darth Vader books. They do that a lot.
Well, this one's just kind of wow, this character turned out to be awful. Like, they're so mean. Why are they doing that? But yeah, again, I think it's with their age too. They're like, I don't know. They don't know where.
And it's not necessarily like with their age, but like that's the X-Men. Like the X-Men is just like, it's like a melodrama, you know, like everybody's sleeping with each other, everybody's backstabbing each other, everybody's like kissing, fucking, like teachers with students and students with students and teachers with teachers and teachers with professor. Like, you know, it's just like crazy. Like that is the X-Men.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that. So
like that's why I love it so much, because it's personal and it has an overarching like bigger message, but it's mundane, it's relatable, it's me, it's us, you know. That's why I love the X-Men so much. And especially like the young drama, like when the mutants are at the school and the teachers are around and they don't know what the fuck they're doing and neither do the kids and shit. You know, basically. Like it's fun for me. And like the X-Men are the learning experience every time. Like you saw Worst X-Men Ever. Like Mystique was like coming, like Mystique turns into a little mutant's dead mother and comes onto him. Like
yeah,
I thought that was crazy. I remember that part.
That's X-Men. It's fucked up shit. It's you, it's me, and life. Like that is what X-Men is, and that's why I love them. Like I want Asta to love them because like there's so much to love them.
I mean, I would like to get into them, if nothing else, for like maybe one or two characters that I like. So.
There was one thing I did like about worst X-Men Ever was that there was a mutant that kept all the Marvel characters the same age, and that was a good explanation why the characters don't age. I don't know.
Wait, you mean Miranda?
It was one. Yeah, it was one of the girls, I think.
The girl? No, this was a girl that like poofed people in and out of existence.
She was essentially just like she had like god powers. She had like reality warping powers.
Yeah,
she was my favorite character in that little short series.
She's the most powerful mutant to have ever existed. Like
yeah.
Like who wrote a Worst X-Men Ever? Who was it?
It says Max Bemis, Michael Walsh, and Bruce Redman.
Yeah.
Bemis created the most powerful mutant ever. Like, fuck him and the high horse he rode in on, right? Like, and it was smart, because I don't think this book is canon, because I don't think we ever see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's canon, me neither. Because you don't see these characters ever anywhere in the universe.
I would not mind if Marvel gave us more limited, non-canon series.
Yeah, exactly, because this particular one-shot thing was very interesting to read. I loved how they made it realistic at the end, where the guy does eventually use his power. And it's sad, but it's like, geez, like, wow.
Yeah, they really humiliated the main character.
But I thought it just took the X-Men to a place where, like, you don't have to be a kid anymore to read it. You can be someone who doesn't even read any comics at all, pick this up and be like, wow, this is pretty cool. I didn't know comics were like this. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the fucking parents, like, get stepped on by a freaking...
I know! Oh my god, that's what makes it so tragic. But at the same time, it, like, adds this really dark element of almost, like, irony, you know?
And, you know, like, it was really heartbreaking because, like, if you are a longtime X-Men reader, like, whenever there's a story that has to do with a mutant and their parents, like, 90% of the time, the parents will be dicks about it. Like, 90% of the time.
Yeah, most parents are dicks in the X-Men comics.
So, being good parents that were like, son, do you know what a mutant is? Well, you're a mutant, we're mutants, and they love him, and it's so heartbreaking. I'm like, oh my god, good for you, you have good parents. And then we get to the school.
Yeah.
They just get fucked, and it's like, no. So sad. So sad. R.I.P. R.I.P. good parents. All the good ones always die. All the shitty ones stay alive.
Yeah, that's true. Like Iceman's parents, so fucking shitty.
They're coming around. I mean, I read Cena's latest run of Iceman, the solo title, and the dad was coming around towards the end, I think.
Yeah, it seemed like they were, I guess, being a little forgiving about him.
I mean, it did take him like fucking 60 years, but whatever.
I know, right? It had to wait until he was supposedly gay for them to make up, I guess. After all these years. So
were
is
you gonna?
is Ruth done? Are you done with your?
Yeah, I'm done. That was my comic spiel.
Okay. Ian, you want to go or you want me to go?
Oh, I'll go. I'll go real quick. I'll be quick.
You don't have to be quick.
So, I read Dazzler X Song #1, written by my I'm a huge fan of Mags Visaggio. Like, she's amazing. She wrote Kim and Kim, which really put her on the map. That really like started off her career, and then she moved on to do she thinks she works for like big publish. She works for the big two now, and it was good. Mags has a really like specific way of writing, and she loves to write punk rock diverse chicks, and Dazzler was perfect for that. It was nice to see Dazzler healthy. Because the last time they wrote her, she was suffering from the Mpox due to the inhuman war against the mutants. So I guess they just retconned that. They were like, she's fine now, like she's not gonna die. So that was nice, and they're gonna bring her back in Astonishing X-Men, I think.
I saw that. I'm excited for that. I really want to see what they do with her in there.
I hope so, because like she is the Marvel's punching bag. Like this fucking girl has been put through the ringer. She has been put on trial. She has been kidnapped, tortured, experimented on, fucked with. Like this girl is like she tried to run for president, and they exploded her to death. Like she was exploded to death.
Yeah, I remember it was in the future, right? In Battle of the Atom.
I'm just like, fuck. Leave this girl alone. Like, she's actually very interesting. I wish that Tom King would give her the Vision treatment and give her what she wants. I want a, like, deep, philosophic run with her where she gets a family, or maybe she lives a mundane, normal life and how that affects everything around her being a mutant. Or maybe her actually doing a comeback and being a pop star. Like, that'd be cool. But, she's always just being fucked with. She's always just being, like, tortured.
I was really hoping for her to be this S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, but it ended up being Mystique in disguise. Well, that was disappointing.
So, they fucking Maria Hill comes along, and she's like, do you want to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.? And she's like, well, do I get to have a title? And she's like, yeah. Your name will be Dazzler, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm into this. 2 issues later, she gets kidnapped by Mystique. And then Mystique takes over, starts experimenting on her and, like, keeping her in a comatose, like, state for, like, months. For, like, a fucking time. Like, because they're creating mutant growth hormone out of her, which is terrible for humans. Yeah. They just really need to give her a chance to be a hero or stop using her.
Yeah, that's true. They really do. And I was hoping for her to actually be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and see what she does with it. And that wasn't really her at all. It's just her as Mystique. It was just Mystique as her. That was really disappointing. But I'm glad you actually enjoyed the book.
It was good. I'm excited. I need me some Dazzler. Ever since Dazzler Thor, I've been really missing like Dazzler in my life. But I also read X-Men Red.
You can talk about that one if you want.
X-Men Red is garbage. I think it's terrible, and I don't want it in my life.
Are you just saying that because of Cassandra Nova?
It makes me sad.
Because I heard people say that you don't like Cassandra Nova.
I don't like Cassandra Nova, but I also don't like that they're trying to. Okay, there's 2 things I hate in life. Okay, I hate Cassandra Nova and I hate Donald Trump. And they are turning her into Donald Trump.
I think that's the point. I think they want to turn her real bad. So she is an evil person.
I never subscribed to the whole SJW agenda thing because no, it's what the Supremacy Marvel is calling as the SJW agenda. It's just the young adult genre, and I'm like, dude, not every book should be for you. But I digress. But I honestly feel like X-Men Red is an SJW book, and I hate it, and I wish it would go away. Like, for the first time ever in this whole Comicsgate thing, I feel very strongly about X-Men Red that it should be canceled ASAP.
I'm enjoying it so far. I didn't read the issue that came out this week, but I've read the fourth one, and I think it's doing all right.
Like the last thought bubble in the latest issue, and I'm gonna spoil it because I don't care.
Okay, go ahead.
It's like we're gonna destroy the lies and weaponize the truth, and I'm just like, get that fuck out.
Weaponize what truth about the mutants?
About Cassandra Nova, I guess. I don't know. So it's a mess. It should go away. That's all. That's all I really. And by the way, like, it really upsets me that they brought back Jean Grey for this mediocre pile of poo-poo. Like.
Well, she's gonna what? I think the goal is to have her own country of mutants and.
Yeah, like all of a sudden it's like
humans.
Angelina Jolie, you know, like Jean Grey's done being, you know, a fuck up. Now she wants to be, you know, a good Samaritan, and it's like, I'm gonna change the world. And I'm like, okay, cool, do that, but don't do it in this way. Like, this way is like so off-putting to me. Because they're literally going through the big events of the Trump administration. Like, they touched on like the whole Cambridge Analytica thing, like with the whole using advertising and subliminal messages to like propagate hate, and then that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna fight hate, we're gonna beat hate, and I'm just like, cool, do that, but don't be so blunt about it.
Well, how else would they speak about it without being so blunt about it?
And if you're enjoying it, I'm so happy for you. But like at the same time, I feel like Jean Grey's better than that. Phoenix Resurrection, which is the whole thing that led to her resurrection, was really good. Like, it was.
Yeah,
so
that
good.
was interesting. I did like that.
Phoenix Resurrection is about the Phoenix laying an egg, a interdimensional fucked up like.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That will hatch Jean Grey. Like, I was like, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then you read X-Men Red, and it's like, wow. It's so bad.
I want her to interact with the young Jean Grey, but that's not. I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, I know. And by the way, nobody gives a shit that Jean Grey's all of a sudden alive. Like, nobody's addressed it. Nobody's been like, oh my god, that's a thing. I mean, I guess you could say that they've become like desensitized to her dying and coming back. But at the same time, I'm like, well, somebody should address the fact that one of the most dangerous mutants just came back from the dead. Like, she's destroyed planets, dude. Like, this fucking girl's crazy, and nobody's batting in it. Not one person.
Yeah, no one's. I don't think she's barely interacted with anyone so far.
Worst X-Men Ever was really good. I read that. What else did I read? Miss Marvel's also really good. G. Willow Wilson is Queen. I feel like she created something. She created a phenomenon out of nothing. Like, I heard her TED Talk. If you have not listened to G. Willow Wilson's TED Talk about Miss Marvel, it's super inspiring. It's super awesome. Like, she did not think that Miss Marvel would make it past that first arc, past issue 4. Like, she was just like, this is just not going to happen, but it's a check and I'll do it. And all of a sudden, it's just the trades started making like bestseller lists. And all of a sudden they're like on issue 30. Like, it's amazing. That's the right way of doing, I guess, like the young adult genre. Like, she's Queen, and somebody who's like also like a great second place is Kelly Thompson, who has managed to build a name for herself in less than a year. Like,
Yeah, she's doing really well. I like her books.
then she wrote Hawkeye with Kate Bishop, and it like her like blasted up her like career, because now she has a exclusive contract with Marvel. She's essentially Bendis' replacement, because she was given the contract right after his announcement that he was leaving Marvel, and she's writing like 6 books. Like, since Hawkeye, she's written Rogue and Gambit, which was really good, and then she's gonna West Coast Avengers. That is fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Like, she's queen number 2.
Which Miss Marvel did you read? I mean, what issue is?
Huh?
No, what issue of Miss Marvel did you read?
What issue of Miss Marvel did I read?
Yeah.
Yeah, the latest one. Yeah, I've read the whole thing. There's not an issue of Miss Marvel that I haven't read, but it's a great series around. I don't have like specific criticism. I think it's incredibly powerful. Like, they deal with social issues in a way that's not off-putting. Like, you learn things about ICE, and you also learn things about, Middle Eastern culture, things that I was like, wow, like, this is really fucking cool. Like, this is not the evil propaganda that the conservative right is trying to disseminate to the American public. It's like, these are people and their families just like us, a little different, but like, different is not bad. And you learn a lot. Like, you'll learn a lot about the culture, a lot about the religion, a lot about the family dynamics that they have, as well as things that you never thought you would learn about, like cyberbullying and what ICE is, again, because immigration is a big topic right now. And just like really cute moments, like it was really powerful. I'm only gonna spoil one part of like Miss Marvel, which has a lot of issues.
Go ahead.
The world is ending because I believe Secret Wars. I think it's Secret Wars. So the world is ending.
Yeah, I remember reading that part. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so
with
like
Captain
the
Marvel.
world is ending, and she's telling her mom, like, Mom, I don't want to die. I don't want the last thing in my story to be a lie, and I want to tell you who I am. And she goes, Mom, I'm Miss Marvel. And the mom goes, I know you are, and I love you. And if that's the worst thing you've ever done, I am proud that you're my daughter. And it was just like this fucking moment, and the world's ending, and it's just like, so cute. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now. So if you're into the young adult like type stories and you want a master of the genre writing it, like, read Miss Marvel by J. Willow Wilson. She's amazing.
All right, so that's it for you, or?
Yeah, that's it. I think I've talked enough.
All right. All right, I'm gonna talk about the books that I've read this week. The first one I'm gonna talk about is Rogue and Gambit, number 5, the final issue of the series. I really enjoyed this one. I do like that Rogue and Gambit are gonna be back together, and hopefully they stay together, because it seems like they just been fucking up their relationship lately in their comic books.
Did you love the scene where Gambit was like, "You kiss Deadpool. The fool doesn't even have a mouth."
Oh God. Yeah, that was kind of that was kind of off-putting when she was going out with Deadpool. I'm like,
like,
come
it's
on.
So funny. Like, it's like two bitter exes, which they are, and it's just done so well.
Yeah, it was really great, and you got to see all their memories and of them being together and why it didn't work out. I really like what Kelly Thompson did with this one.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, Kelly Thompson, she's just amazing. She deserves all the success she's had so far.
Yeah, I really like her Hawkeye series, and I really like the Rogue and Gambit series too. I wish it was actually an ongoing. I don't like there's a mini series. I liked it already so much, and I wanted to see more of it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The next issue I'm gonna be talking about is Mighty Thor: The Gates of Valhalla, number 1. And I thought this issue was okay. It was interesting to see Jane Foster interact with Thor's daughters, and she did talk about her, her being Thor and what did it inspire her to be a hero and what did she like about it, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And then they also talk about the next story arc with Malekith, and I guess they're gonna have a war of all gods kind of thing. And I thought I was kind of disappointed that since they didn't kill Jane Foster, I'm kind of disappointed that she's not gonna be the main Thor character, because I really don't see any point of her just being alive if she's not gonna be Thor. So, go ahead. What happened?
No, I just said, wow.
Yeah, because it's like, what is the point?
Deserve to live as long as she's not Thor.
They didn't kill her off. They put all this hype around her dying, and she doesn't even die. So it's like, what was the point of that? It seemed like they decided for her not to be Thor because everybody's complaining on the internet about, not Thor Odinson being Thor, is Jane Foster. So it's like, oh, let's just move her away from being Thor and let her live her life. And they did tease that she's gonna help Thor fight all the villains that's gonna have the war in all the realms kind of thing. So it's like, okay, then what was the point of taking her off the Thor mantle if she's gonna help eventually during this big event they hyping up in the Thor series? I just don't see any point of it, but oh well. But I did still enjoy the book, so there goes that. I did enjoy Detective Comics 980 and 981. It was an ending arc of James Tallion's series of Detective Comics. I did like it. It was really well done. I mean, they concluded it as much as they could. Sadly, they made the team break up. I didn't like that part of the story, but I think they did it just to end the arc, and some other writers gonna jump in the next issue. Which I don't know who's gonna be writing that, because there haven't been any updates about it. They had one run writer, and then they decided to change it. I don't know what's going on with that, but it was pretty well done, and I did like how Spoiler finally made up with Batman. They weren't arguing with each other like they usually do in this book. They was able to save Tim Drake from Brother Eye. That was really cool. I think that's about it. Everybody was able to resolve their issues, and what was interesting at the end was that Clayface is actually alive. They didn't explain how is he alive after Batwoman shot him, but I don't know how did that happen? How Clayface is still alive for some reason. But I'm wondering what they're gonna do with him after this series is over. Since this series is over, and they're gonna have a new writer jump in the next one. I also read Old Man Hawkman #5, and I really liked that one. Go ahead.
The Silver Daddy extravaganza.
Oh yeah.
I am honestly only reading that fucking book because it has amazing Silver Daddy art. Like, if you're into older guys, like, read them.
Oh, I like it because the action is really cool and the art is really well done in there, and they have some fighting scenes with the Venom symbiotes. It was really cool seeing Hawkeye fight them, and it's some character gets killed off, and it's really crazy. Like, the little kid has to watch his I guess his grandpa get killed in front of him. It was pretty dark. And there's something about Bullseye, and he was talking with Taskmaster and Red Skull, and they going after Hawkeye, and I guess they meet up with him in the next issue. So there's something to look forward to. I also liked Old Man Logan number 40, and that one was really great. I really liked that one. That one's really well done because they showed, what is this character? I think it's Glob. I forgot what his name was. He had, like, he was in the online dating, like looking for a mutant to date, and well, it was actually a human, and the girl was pretending that she liked him and was really interested in him, and when they go meet up, they end up being purifiers and start attacking the mutant and put a bomb in him, like a suicide bomb, and he has to go to he ends up going to the mutant, the school, one of the school buildings, and luckily nobody was there, and he blows up the house, and luckily surprisingly he survived it. And it was interesting seeing him talking with Logan and how to get over the big mistake that he had, that he went to a dating site and didn't think that the person was gonna want to kill him, and he thought it was a super mistake, but Logan taught him that it's okay, you don't always have to succeed and everything. And it was interesting how they talked to each other, and it was cool to see the younger kids being useful in a book. I don't like that in the Marvel comic books that the young X-Men barely interact in comic books, and it was cool to see them shift focus. It wasn't about Logan that much, but it was about the young kids and how does Logan interact with them, and I thought that was interesting. What is it? Mira, Queen of Atlantis number 4. I really like this issue because you get to see.
Read that?
Huh?
I thought Asta read that.
What was it?
Mira, Queen of Atlantis number 4.
Oh, I didn't actually ever read that one.
Oh. It was.
Did not.
I've been enjoying it.
Mira.
No, I promoted it, but I haven't read it.
Oh. I didn't hear it. I guess I missed that.
No, this was a while back. This is when it first came out. I was like, ooh, because it looked like, I was like, ooh, this looks really cool, but I haven't read it yet.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's with.
It was just a little short series, right?
I mean, it's not finished yet. It's still going. It's a mini series. It's gonna be 6 issues, but
okay.
So far it's the 4th issue just came out,
Okay.
and I enjoy it. It's pretty cool.
I liked what I read of Aquaman Rebirth. I never did finish it, but I liked it a lot.
Oh. Yeah, I've been liking Aquaman Rebirth as well. It's like one of my favorite books so far.
Yeah, Aquaman's freaking awesome.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Mira talking with.
Oh, Mira's so cool.
Yeah, she is really cool, and
I just felt bad for her but like I said, I haven't finished it, so. Because they were like saying, oh my gosh, she's an omen, she's a bringer of all these bad omens and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that she's planning to be queen, and it looks like Aquaman is want to be king, which is, I don't know how they're gonna do that, but it's interesting.
I think it was in the first volume of Aquaman that he like punched Superman in the face. I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is cool. I like him.
Yeah. But it was interesting to see Mira work out with her ex-boyfriend to see if he can help fight the war with Raph and help Aquaman, and it's interesting to see more interactions with Ocean Master's sister and his family that he just started talking to. Is the
artwork good? The artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is really great. I really like the artwork. It's very well done. It's pretty detailed. It's not messy anywhere. I think it's pretty great. The next book we talk about is Justice League No Justice. I've only read 3 issues so far. I really like those, and I really like how the characters interact with each other. I wouldn't expect to see this cast of characters like the Teen Titans and like Martian Manhunter and Sinestro and Deathstroke and Lobo working together. It's pretty interesting to see the Justice League work with the Teen Titans and these anti-heroes. I guess I'll just call them. It's interesting how they see them work together and try to save this planet that's not even theirs. They're on Culu, which is like Brainiac's planet, and it's interesting to see them work together and see these characters interact, and it was pretty interesting. And I like how Scott Snyder actually made sense why these characters would work together, because he put that the Brainiacs controlling their suits, so they have no choice but to work together. So it's interesting to see that. But it's pretty well done, and I'm hoping the conclusion of the story arc in the next issue will be pretty fun. Okay, the next one is Batman Beyond number 20, and I really enjoyed this issue. It was pretty fun with you have to see Terry McGinnis' brother become Robin, and there's some conflict with that because Terry doesn't like that his brothers become Robin, and Bruce Wayne's okay with that, and Terry's not okay with it, so there's some internal conflict there. It's pretty interesting. And I think I really enjoyed what was going on there. Then I'm talking about Shadow Man number 3. That one was okay. I really enjoyed what was going on there. They had him fight Baron Samedi, and there was some conflict of him not be able to go to the other side of the real world. He's in the dead world. So it was pretty interesting how he has to deal with that, and his girlfriend is trying to help him get to the other side of the world. It was pretty fun. I'll talk about Falcon number 8. Falcon number 8 was interesting. You get to see Blade and Falcon interact with each other, and that was pretty fun. And it was pretty interesting. I like what was going on there. They got to resolve the issues that was going on in the book, and they just able to conclude all their storylines. They got to kill Deacon Frost, and I think they just captured him. I don't think they really killed him, but yeah, and that was pretty much it. They was able to conclude the storyline without it being rushed, and sadly, this is the final issue of the series. I was hoping to see more, but it apparently didn't sell well, so I was kind of disappointed about that. And then there's Injustice number 59. That was pretty interesting. I liked with how Hal Jordan is the Red Lantern, and he's having interactions with Guy Garner, and he's having problems controlling himself with the Red Lantern, and now the Starro is controlling all the Red Lanterns, is planning to attack the Green Lanterns. So I'm hoping to see what happens in the next issue. The next one was Mother Panic, Gotham AD number 3. I thought this was an interesting issue. It was alright. I mean, all you see was Mother Panic save her grandmother, and that was pretty much it. There was some nice interactions with her grandmother. I think it's not her grandma. I think it's actually her mother. She saves her from Arkham Asylum, and there's some villains that I guess mentally damaged her mother. So there's some fights in there, and I don't know what's gonna happen in the next issue, but I'll see. And then the last one is Scooby-Doo Team Up number 75 and 76, which is a little fun story with Blue Falcon and the Dynamite. And it was there was a lot of funny situations with these two characters, and I really enjoyed the issue a lot. They had some funny moments with Scooby-Doo, and it was funny. And they also had some funny parodies of the Justice League or the Injustice League. It was pretty fun to see that. I really did enjoy these two issues a lot. They also had a parody of Batman. I really liked that, and they was making fun of him being a dark character. How Blue and Falcon and Batman have very similar attributes, and it's pretty. They was making fun of his dark humor and how Blue Falcon has been a bit similar in that and towards the comic book. So that was pretty fun to put that in there, and it was pretty funny. I enjoyed that one. And I guess that's pretty much it. I know there's a lot of books, but that was about it.
You read a lot.
Yeah, I know. I try to rush through them because, like, oh god, I guess I'm talking a lot. But yeah.
You're fine.
All right. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or?
Are we at the end of the topics?
Yeah, we're done. So, I guess I could end it off here. The next podcast, I'm going to be talking about the Solo movie. And that's about it. I guess people can look forward to that. And I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I hope everyone enjoyed the co-host that we have.
I know I'm already fired. I know you'll never hear from me.
Why? You did fine. You just, I don't know. You look like you were really pissed off today.
I'd like for my anger to be misconstrued as passion. I'd go with passion. I'm very passionate. I'm a very passionate person.
I can agree with that. I can attest to that.
Yeah, I think so. But I had fun here. I mean, I'm hoping to have you guys around again.
Oh yes, for sure.
All right, so I guess
I cannot wait to see the reviews on iTunes.
Well, I'm barely getting any reviews right now, so I don't know.
Let's boost them. Let's boost it up, Ian.
No, let's tweet
We're gonna
it.
be his backup team.
Hopefully, people on the Discord channel will actually listen to it. I don't know.
Oh my god, I'll do some. Oh my god, I'll fucking at everyone and then I'll send the link.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am gonna put it in there.
Let's
so
let's
that'll be
do this.
interesting.
Let's give people reasons to hate us.
All right, so I'm gonna end the show right now. So, all right, so see you guys on the next podcast. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and talk to you guys then later.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Don't get murdered.